Hey guys, this is Norman Wood, and as my New Year's resolution, I'm going to do snapshot videos. So yeah, let's get on with this. This is 13W1A, I think. Yeah, I think it's 1A. So anyway, here's the new nether ore. The nether quartz is the resource you get from it, and it's a nether quartz ore is mine. You can mine it with any pickaxe, and you'll get one resource. And I'll show you use for that later on. You can actually now make nether bricks, and these nether brick is made by smelting netherrack in the furnace, and 4 of them makes a nether brick. So that's just a recipe for making nether bricks. Now there's a lot of inventory changes, such as if you open your inventory, you pick up the item and then drag, it will separate it like that, which is pretty cool. Although it is a bit buggy, like when you're doing stuff like this and moving around stuff quickly, it doesn't seem to work like that. I'm like clicking and it's not working very well. But it is useful, like say I wanted to make an emerald block. Let me just clear my inventory. I wanted to make loads of emerald blocks. You can just spam it like that, click again, spam like that, and just fill it like that, which is pretty cool. And let's say you want to make 1 emerald block, then you don't want any more, you just double click and then it stacks everything up, and yeah, so that's pretty useful. Okay, now this is the redstone update, so let's get onto the redstone stuff. There's one last thing over there that's not redstone really. So redstone torches have not been changed. There's still a 15 block limit, which some people thought that would be changed. This is now redstone block, crafted with 9 pieces of redstone, makes 1 redstone block, and that's also 15 block limit. Use for this is it's now pushable source of power, so that could be useful. Although we could do this before with a torch below, but I mean maybe it could become useful. I'm not really sure. Like going down on something. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find a use for it. Okay, so let's get some emeralds. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do that. Okay, so here's the gold pressure plate and the iron pressure plate. Gold pressure plate's made like this, and a iron one's made like this. It seems the gold is light, it's more sensitive than the iron one, which is handles heavy. So with the golden one, 1 turns it on, 2, 3, 4 leaves it on that, and the 5th one turns on the next one. So if I were to add 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, so it's every time you add 4 it adds an extra light. So what you can do here, well that's just the gold one. This one I believe it needs to take, like, I'm going to use the throw stack. I think it's about 43, I think it was, that it requires before it moves on to the next. Yeah, I think it's 43 before it moves on to the next. Might be 42 actually, because I forgot the extra one. Something like that. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. This is the what's it called? Comparator block. It's similar to the repeater. It's crafted like this with a nether quartz. So 3 pieces of stone, 3 torches, and another quartz in the middle gives you 1 comparator. I'll go into that in a sec. First I want to show you the daylight sensor. I don't actually know the recipe for this. If you know, post below. And it just gives you a varied signal depending on the time of day. If it's nighttime, well, it's still a bit light. If it was something like this, then it will be completely off. So I've found out that only states which it's completely all the 15 blocks is when it's between these numbers. So if I do time set 4300, then it should turn the last one on. So when it's in between, I think it's about these numbers. It's hard to tell. It seems anywhere between these numbers it will be on. So yeah. Okay, the comparator. So basically it's saying if A is equal to or greater than or equal to B, then carry out the signal length as an output. I'm not actually sure what this, you can click it, I don't actually know what that does, to be honest. So I'm going to show you. So if I was to get a stack and drag it like that, that's not working right. Get a stack, pick it up. There we are. So I probably should do that in stacks of 5. So 1, 48, 45, sorry. Then that should separate into 5s. Yeah. Okay, so this I'll put B on 5. So I'm not going to use this one actually. You can. This is B or B, and this is A. So I'm just not going to use this one because it's going to turn on that, and I don't want it to. You can use either side. So I'm going to chuck a stack of 5 on there, and notice even that torch is on. That's just a toggle thing you can do. I thought that would be like a not configuration if you know about logic gates, but it doesn't appear to be. So B, it needs something to compare it to. So A, I'm going to put 4 on that. Wait, 4, and the signal's off. So if you put 5, it is greater than or equal to, so it carries out the signal. So as you know from before, if you put 5 on a gold pressure plate, the output is 2. So it carries on the output and leaves us 2. And I'm sure, I haven't actually tested this, if you do this, then the output should be only be 1, I guess. Interesting. Maybe put 5 plus 1. Yeah, something like that. So it does matter where it is placed as well. So it just basically compares it, saying if A is greater than or equal to B, then carry on the output. So what we can do is, I'm just going to chuck 35 on there. That gives you a lot more stuff. Anyway, there's this new type of chest, and you may be able to notice a slight subtle difference. Is this has like a real red. Okay, here's the new chest, and you may be able to notice this has got a little red ring around it, whereas the normal one is normally like a black ring. So if you open this, you can see it gives out a signal length of 1, and it only gives it for the time that the chest is open. So if you do it like that, it only does it while the GUI is open. So, and you also make a double chest, but it makes like a twice as loud, which your normal chest doesn't. But yeah. So obviously that means you can do this, but you can see the signal. That's the only problem. Wait, I'll show you. You can see that did turn on. And methods like this, connecting it anyway like that, does not work. One thing you could do is make a wall like this, and then that, or something. And because it only stays on for how long the chest is open, you can actually there we are. So you can actually give it 1 tick pulse and then make it drop the block. So yeah. Okay, I haven't actually found out a way. If anyone knows a way of connecting up these chests secretly, then so you can't see the redstone, then please tell, I guess. So finally there is this block. This is called the hopper, and again I don't have to craft this chest or this chest actually, to be honest, or this hopper. So if anyone knows, comment as always. So basically what hopper does, it transports the item thrown into it into the chest, sort of like what Buildcraft does. If the hopper doesn't have anywhere to go and you throw an item in, like the gold pressure plate, then it will stay. It has 5 storage slots. So until it finds a place to go into, and I think you can do it like this. No, you have to do it like that, and then it'll take out of that and put it in there. Alright, but what you can actually do, if you place it like this and you place the hopper whilst holding shift and connecting to the side, it will actually do that. So if you place it like that, it connects normally to the ground. If you place it to the side, it does that. Which makes me think, is there a way of connecting it from the roof? let me see. It doesn't look like it because it must have to take the input from the top. But yeah, so what you can actually do, wait, let me first show, these does not connect to these items, and it doesn't actually, it's in the redstone category, but I don't know why, because it doesn't seem to give out any redstone output. If anyone knows why, then comment. So I've already filled this up, and it just spews them back out invisibly, apparently. This is in a working progress, by the way, and if it's full, it doesn't seem to do anything. Maybe that's because it's in a working progress, they're planning on doing that. So what you can do, you can make a long chain of these hoppers to throw the items, basically. So if I was to put, let me check. Okay, yeah, there's nothing there anyway. Wait, is there anything? No. So you can throw an item, let's say a piece of redstone, I already had one, but if I throw an item here and then run to the other side and click the GUI, you can see it comes in. It's not ultra fast, but it's fairly quick. So this is just again showing you connect it by clicking here, that will connect to this side. If you click on this one whilst holding shift, by the way, so you don't open the GUI, it will connect to whichever face you click against. So if I do this, put an item in, it will go into this chest. If I do it like this and then throw the item in, it will go into this chest. So people are saying you could use this to transform, like good for mob grinding. So if you have a mob grinder, you can automatically get the output and put it in a chest, which is pretty cool. Some people are also saying transport between dimensions. Don't really know how that's possible, to be honest. I guess you could travel it to another portal, spew it back out to another portal, because items will go through, and then get another hopper at the other end and put that into your chest or something. I guess that's how they're saying it. But yeah, I think that's about it. So remember, if you know any information about the hopper recipe, this recipe, or the light sense recipe, comment. If you know a way of discreetly doing this without making a sound, then say. And if you know any good uses for anything, like any good uses for the comparator, then comment. And if you know any good uses for this other than what you can see here, then comment. Also, video responses will be accepted if you want to do that instead. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.